Lawmakers representing the Quad Cities are demanding answers about the Rock Island Arsenal workforce changes. Maddie France joins us in studio to explain what they're looking for and how we got here. Good evening, Maddie.
Hey, John. It's been almost a month since about 150 Arsenal workers learned they would be reassigned or terminated. Just 4 days ago, the Army terminated their collective bargaining agreements. Our representatives in Congress say they've been kept out of the loop, but now they're putting the Army's feet to the fire. The last year has been a turbulent one for Arsenal workers.
Morale is low. I mean, it's going down. There's no doubt about that.
A worker in a leadership position who is not authorized to speak to the media told me about the constant pressures, Doge cuts, deferred resignations, and last month,
They show up on a Monday morning, they've got an email in their inbox that says, you're a surplus employee and you may not have a job.
about 150 got that email. They might be offered a position somewhere else in the country and only have a few days to accept it. It's the result of a merger between two organizations on the island.
They said, oh, it's just a reorganization. Nobody's really going to lose their jobs. It's going to be fine.
That's what Senator Tammy Duckworth heard when she was first told about the change.
And then very, very rapidly, this Army reorganization happened, and these decisions happened without really briefing me or any of my colleagues.
She says the Army hasn't answered critical questions from her, Senators Dick Durbin and Chuck Grassley, and Representative Eric Sorensen.
And so I want to know, how are you deciding who's surplus and who's not? And why are you doing this so rapidly?
Constituents told her an AI might have picked out those surplus employees. The Arsenal worker says the Army is using Palantir's Atlas AI model to place them in new positions.
They developed it in about 3 months' time, which is a really short time period.
He says the Army is using the fast-paced reassignment process without keeping lawmakers informed.
But I think that's the nature of this current administration. They have decided that they're going to do things without Congress.
That's why Duckworth and her colleagues wrote to Army Secretary Daniel Driscoll demanding a meeting. She's leveraging her position on the Armed Services Committee.
So if they're going to come to me and ask for money and more money for the Army, then I need them to answer some questions before I will do anything to cut those checks to them.
The worker is skeptical the meeting would change anything, but Duckworth says she'll keep fighting for the arsenal.
And this is by far just a first step in this effort.
Now, this has been more than a year in the making. Back in March of 2025, President Donald Trump signed an executive order that would end collective bargaining at agencies involved in national security. A month later, the Army announced 2 commands at the Arsenal would combine, leading to a cut of hundreds of jobs. In June, Army Secretary Driscoll visited the Arsenal to assess the impact of that change. Then in October, lawmakers were told that no jobs would be lost. That brings us to this year, when some workers were told they'd have to switch roles or risk losing their jobs, and when the Army did away with the AFGE local unions at the Arsenal. John?
All right, Maddie, a lot of great information there. Thank you.